Here's the beef. Get you some 80-20 to get this recipe going. You're gonna get you some sweet Italian sausage. Get the ground up kind, or you can buy the links if you feel like chopping. These are the vegetables I'm gonna be using. And now let's get into these seasonings. Let's start this recipe. These are my 3 stars that I use to season my meat. Some oregano, this here garlic and onion spice blend. This is pretty good. I got it from, I think, from like TJ Maxx, Marshall, something like that. Alright guys, and to answer the question before you even ask, no, this is not a paid advertisement or anything like that. I do not get those. But I do like to use Classico. I think their sauce is actually really good, but in particular, this one right here. Oh my goodness. It tastes just like it's actual sausage in there. I mean, you know, some things, you know, they claim to be one way and they're really another. That is not the case with Classico. This really tastes like Italian sausage. So this is the sauce that I'm going to use for my lasagna today. All right, so as you can see, I let it cook down a good amount. Okay, we got that oil in there, so I'm actually, it's not a whole lot because I didn't use like, I used like 80-20, but half of it is sausage too. So it's not a whole lot of fat, but I am going to drain that out of my pan, and then we'll come back and we'll add our sauce to it. It cooked up real good. This is gonna be so delicious. Listen, gang, I am telling you, if you want that authentic Italian restaurant flavored lasagna, use this sauce. The flavor is just so robust, so good. You already know what sauce I'm using. Here's the secret. Bam! That's right. I'm gonna put a little hot honey into my sauce. Let me show you how I do it. Add a little bit of hot honey first, not too much, not too much. Right, and then we're gonna add our water to it. Use a little hot water. A little bit of hot water. Now the cool water. Okay. We just put the top back on it. Real good. Give it a good shake. Shake, 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 shake. Shake it all around, because waste not, want not. From the projects, y'all, I use every little bit. We don't need a whole lot, because we don't want our sauce too watery. So as you can see, what's that about? Oh, it shows you. I just discovered it just now, y'all. I did not see that. 4 ounces, I guess, of water. All right, let's do it. And now we're going to take that water, go ahead and add that right to our pot. So look, I'm going to mix it in, blend it in, stir it in real good, okay? Now with all the cheese and everything that goes in the lasagna, you don't really have to worry about it. It's not gonna be runny. I want it nice and moist. It's gonna be cheesy. It's gonna be delicious. Here you can see my mushrooms. I diced them up pretty good. I didn't dice them, I chopped them up into little pieces. I like mushrooms in my lasagna. That's something I like to do. Not everybody does, you know, to each his own. I also like black olives in my lasagna. So we're gonna crack this can open, drain all the water out of there, okay? I'm gonna add these to the meat. I'm not going to cook down the mushrooms, but as soon as the sauce is done simmering, I am then going to add these mushrooms to the sauce just before I start to make my layers. We wanna get all that olive juice out of there. Or maybe you don't, I know, to each his own, but I don't want that juice all in there. So let's just kind of pop it, I'll strain it real good and shake it. Back over here, the whole can goes in. Pow! Get out of there. Get out of there. Black olives. They're delicious. Right, mix that in there. Let's get it mixed in, blended in good. It's right between 2 and 3. Alright, so we get a good simmer going. We're gonna go ahead and get that meat sauce. Just a nice, slow simmer. The hot honey with just a little hint of spice. Normally I will also add some red chili flakes. But like I said, wifey isn't really big on spicy stuff. As I got older, I got more tolerant of it. But all right, so now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put that lid on there, and we'll be back in just a second to check on that. It's just a little vegetable oil cooking spray, non-cook stuff, non-stick. Okay, so let's give it a little simple hit. All right, guys. Now, also, while I'm waiting for our meat to finish simmering, I am going to prepare my ricotta cheese. So as you can see, I have a what's this, 15-ounce thing of ricotta cheese. Okay. I'm gonna need 1 egg. Now my egg, I like to use my eggs at room temperature. So I had this 1 egg actually sitting out for like probably like 30 minutes, 40 minutes now. So, you know, I think warm eggs are easier to cook with. This is what I'm going to be using. So we have the oregano is back, basil is back, and the parsley. Okay, now normally I would use like either some heavy cream or a little half and half, but I forgot to get it, so I'm just gonna put a little milk. Okay, and I'm also, you can add Parmesan cheese to it as well. Lots of people do. I normally would too, but also I don't have any extra Parmesan cheese. I have the powder kind that my kids use, but I do have this last little bit, so I'm gonna mix that in there. It's gonna be fine. It's still gonna be cheesy and delicious because I still have my mozzarella that I'm gonna be putting in there. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's get that ricotta flat right up in there. Flat. That's all of it too. You see that? Boom. Get that in there. Okay. Now I ain't gonna waste no time with it. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna start by throwing the seasoning on there. Let's do it. Let's start with a little parsley. Let's go with the oregano. And then I finally, oregano. Dump that in there. A little bit of Parmesan. I am all about using what you got. I don't always go shopping for a video. I don't even know when I'm gonna make a video, guys, because I don't do cooking videos typically. We're gonna put that mozzarella in there just like that, just a little bit. Because of course mozzarella is gonna be the star of the show. I always shake my milk before using it. Does anybody else do that? Not too much, just enough like that. That's good right there. And of course, finally we hit it with that egg. You see the egg in there. Now of course, option number 2 is you can always scramble up your eggs with the milk and everything first before you mix it in. It's a little bit easier. All right guys, so you see this is what we're looking for. That consistency about right there. You see that? See that? Let's get a look at it. That's what you want right there. Smells so good too, okay? All right, so that meat is done. And now, here's where we're gonna add the mushrooms. Dump the mushrooms right in there. On every mushroom. Right on top, and we're gonna stir it in. So now we're gonna stir it in because we're done. Our stove is off. Okay, we're just mixing the mushrooms into there, incorporate it really quick, and then we're going to use a little bit of sauce to line the bottom of our crock pot first. Then we'll start layering our lasagna layers. Look at this, fam. Look at this. Do you see that? The chunkiness in that? That is thick. Nice chunky lasagna. Chunky like your boy. When I added because I didn't show myself add the onions and peppers, but when I added the onions and the peppers, I did also add some minced garlic into there. It's the jarred kind, so didn't have to really cook it down. I just added it in and blended it, mixed it in there. So here we go. We're gonna get a nice scoop straight to the bottom of our pot. And we're gonna make sure we get a good amount of the liquid in there as well. I keep using that wood spoon. It's not gonna be that saucy. Yeah, this is better. So pour that right in there at the bottom. Gonna be your first layer. Just kind of move it around. Just put a little bit more. Some more sauce. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And that's enough because this is just, I don't know, keep it from sticking at the bottom so it don't burn up the shells. You know, so a little splash more. Did a little splash more loss. Yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. Shout out to people who celebrate that. They don't necessarily fit unless you got one of those big crock pots. I don't have a regular family size one, but that's okay. You're breaking the shells. It's all right. It's not supposed to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. It's crock pot lasagna. So, all right, folks. There we go. Something like that. If you feel like putting the puzzle together, you can move pieces around and make it fit up in there however you want. But you get the idea. Like I said, it's not going to be perfect. It's in your crock pot. It's going to be delicious, and that's the important part. Okay. Right. So next up, we're going to add some of that ricotta. Okay, that little blend that we made up. Just splat out. How Martin used to say? Splat out. So you're going to slap it in there in the beginning, and then you'll move it around in a second. You're going to get it in there as best as you can, because it's going to be a pain in the butt. It's going to be moving everywhere. You're going to come on, man, moving little pieces of your shells. After you took your time to get it in there, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of just moving around. Yeah, so give me a little bit more splack out. Put some right on top of that. Boom. See how I moved it right away? Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't even looking. See, I moved it right away, but it's working out. Don't get frustrated. Just keep doing what you're doing. Again, it's not about how it looks. It's more or less how it tastes. People can eat your food if it's ugly but tastes amazing. But anybody gonna want to eat some nasty stuff that looks great? All right, y'all. So you see that? That's a decent little layer. So we can kind of Move around. You see, let's get a good picture so you see everything. All right, now, we're gonna add some mozzarella cheese, but I got a surprise for you. Like I said, I know it's right. You like, ain't no surprise, dude. That's just some shredded cheese. That's the cheap stuff. How your lasagna supposed to be so good and you using this cheap cheese? Splat out. We're gonna use this. What did I say? Belgios. This stuff. It's from Italy. little mozzarella balls. You know what's the good stuff too? It's the real stuff that's still in the water. So we're gonna drop a couple of those little balls in there. Bam, baby. So we put a couple of those fresh mozzarella balls in there. All right, move them around. And that's gonna be cool because you're gonna get these little spots that have this nice, juicy chunk of cheese. It's gonna be amazing. Now, in the past, I've used cheddar cheese and stuff too, just to keep it different. I'm sure I'm not the only person. I don't try to act like I'm special. But yeah, man, this right here is gonna be hitting. So we done did our layer of shells, we done did our ricotta, and now we did our mozzarella. And now the only thing left to do is do it again. So we're gonna layer it up one more time. But yeah, we're repeating. However, this time, this next layer of meat is gonna be different than that first layer because this time we are going to, let me move my pocket over a little bit. This time we are going to put a good amount of meat. Like we're gonna like hook it up, you know what I mean? See all that? Yeah. Make sure it get around like Tupac. It gets around, spread it all over the plate. Y'all, I wish you could smell it. Man, this meat is insane. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. We're gonna basically just keep doing this layer after layer, put the meat on, then we're gonna put some more shells and then put some more cheese, and I'll be back. We'll show you the finished part. I'm not gonna waste your time. All right, folks. So here you see this is our third and final layer. Okay, all of our layers are under there. We have 3 layers, and what we're going to do now before we finish it off is we're gonna cover this last layer with the remainder of our meat sauce, and then some mozzarella cheese. Not the balls this time, just the shredded stuff. So I saved just enough for that, and I'm gonna show you how to do it now. All right, guys. I would start it. We'll be back soon to show you how it ended up. And I did go ahead and use the last of those mozzarella balls. I think I cut them in half though, so they look like balls, but they're actually cut in half. And I just went ahead and used them. Why not? All right. So I want this done within like 2 to 3 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my crock pot to high. And yeah, I'm gonna set it there. We'll check on it in about. I'll check on it within an hour just to see where we're at and show you guys the progress. All right, guys, let's see where we are currently. It's been about an hour. It's coming together nicely. Oh my gosh. If I could can this scent and sell it as air freshener. Crock pot lasagna by Smif. It looks good. It's looking good. All right, so we'll come back in about another hour and see where we're at. All right, gang. So after 2 hours, whew, that steam. Wow. Tell you what. Ooh, you sneaky mommy. Look at that. Look at that. It makes you want to cry. It's so beautiful. It's beautiful, damn it. So we did 2 hours. I did 1 hour on high, and then I did 1 hour on low. And after that time, this is where we are. Ooh, I'm gonna let this calm down a little bit, you know. Then I'll test it out for you folks. Let's see, let's test if it's cut right through the noodle, just like that. So the pasta's done. There's a piece of pasta right there. I know this is high. I'm not about to embarrass myself and bite this yet. I'll give it a second. We'll test it in just a second. Okay, y'all. Time for me to give it a proper bite for you. Here we go. See that? Get a good look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh. Get you some. Ooh. Here we go, y'all. The finished concept. Look at those layers. Look at that. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. That looks amazing. Could do it better myself if I was born in Sicily. But this is cool though, because you can see deep down inside of there. Because it just slid a little bit, because one of the layers is in the middle. But look at that, y'all. Let's get better natural light on that. I like the natural light. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at how the sun. Ooh, Garfield will be proud now. He hates Mondays, but he loves lasagna. Yeah. Bye, y'all. Fat dance. Doing a fat dance. Doing a fat dance. Fat dance. It's good, y'all. Do it. Get your slow cooker out. Let's do this lasagna.